she'll go 300 hectares on a single tank of kerosene. Take it for a test drive and you'll agree. Zagrebebnom zloktev diev. Put a teenage! Gluf is a new puzzle game for the Mega Drive or Sega Genesis, released in 2020. The game was developed by Retro Souls, who is a one-person development studio housed in Russia, who seem to specialize on puzzle games for retro systems, having created not just Gluf, but also Yahtzee for the Mega Drive, MSX, and ZX Spectrum, as well as a slew of other games for the Super Nintendo and even Commodore 64. Though in this case, the game was sent to me by MegaDrive Studios. You might know them as the publisher that sells several modern releases for the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo, including Tanzer, Tanglewood, and Asparagus Revolution, all of which are games that I've already reviewed before. Now, I should point out that I'm not that big a fan of puzzle games. I mean, I like columns and Tetris alright, but for the most part, it's a genre that I don't have a particular affinity with. So do take that into consideration as I'm reviewing this. And honestly, yeah, I was initially a little apprehensive about reviewing this game because of this. But I have made something of a name for myself by reviewing modern Mega Drive games, and I feel I should take a look at this one to the best of my abilities. But first, the game comes in a Mega Drive style case. I like how MegaDrive Studios sent me the PAL version despite them being housed in the US, which means the box will fit in nicely with other official Mega Drive releases that I own. And in fact, if you were to look at it at a glance, you would not be able to tell the difference between this and an official release. At least not until you read the text and noticed that it doesn't actually say Mega Drive or Sega anywhere. Which makes sense, as they don't hold the rights to them. I will say though that I am not a fan of the box art. And to be fair, I think the issue isn't with the art itself. I mean, the ghost there does look pretty adorable, but rather, it's an issue with the source material. I mean, I'm not sure how you're going to turn this into a compelling box art, so I think my issue may be with the theme itself. Inside, we find a manual and cartridge. The manual looks good, but is only 6 pages long. Which, yeah, as we get into the game, you'll most likely realize why that is. I mean, even the font they picked is super huge, but they still had trouble in filling this manual. The cartridge, on the other hand, is frankly amazing. It's almost an exact replica of an official Mega Drive cart, right down to how the plastic feels in your hand. Sure, it has this notch on the side, but I've been told that this is to ensure it will fit across all Mega Drive models and variants. On the back, once again, it looks very similar to an official cartridge. The warning text is a little different and there's no Sega logo. But again, that's to be expected. Sadly, I can't open the cartridge to see what looks inside, as it's using these sort of screws and I have no way of opening them. Overall, I have mixed feelings on this one. I mean, the production quality of the cartridge and the box are perfect, but I'm not a big fan of the cover art or the manual. But then again, considering how the game is, I don't know what could have been made to improve it. Booting up the game, you get a
Mega Cat.
Okay, that is equal parts creepy and awesome. I'm sorry, but that is one impressive logo for the Mega Drive. It's also kinda creepy because it's the first thing you see when you turn on the console. So I was not expecting that, but man do I love it. Booting up the game, you're brought to a pretty awesome title screen. Not only do you have an impressive number of layers of parallax scrolling, but you also got some really catchy music. Anyway, as I mentioned before, this is a puzzle game. Basically, you control this frog thing, and your job is to... Wait, do you hear that? Oh my god, is that Loituma Polka? Okay, no, seriously, does anyone else remember this? This was huge back in 2007. God, I'm so old. Yeah, there was even a whole meme about this, which was everywhere back in the day. That is just so random. Anyway, where was I again? Oh, right. You control this frog thing, and your job is to walk over each land piece, turning them from white to red. And that's it. That's the game. Well, I mean, as you walk over a piece, you will lose some energy, which must then be recharged at a station. Other than that, it's a case of avoiding enemies and pitfalls. And to be fair, your enemies will behave differently as you progress. From regular foes who walk back and forth to these guys who shoot lasers at you. You, however, are always defenseless, so you have no choice but to avoid them at all costs, which for the most part isn't that hard to do. Later levels though do get pretty big, and it's actually easy to die because you were hit by something above or below you that you didn't see coming. And if you die, you get sent to the beginning and your progress of that stage isn't done. But considering how short each level is, it's not really much of a penalty. And in fact, you can also press the C button to restart the level, which you'll need to use on occasion as some levels need to be solved in a specific order. And if you perform an action out of order, you're pretty much forced to try again. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. See, my biggest issue with the game is that I don't feel the mechanics evolve. Sure, levels are made longer, and there are more enemies as you progress, but it's never challenging and no new gameplay mechanics are introduced. So it all just feels kind of samey after a while. Add that to the fact that there are only 30 levels, most of which can be cleared in under a minute, and you're left with a really short game. I completed Gluf on my first try in just under 1 hour. Look, I get it. Really, I do. Not every game needs to be Tensor, St1ka's, or Tanglewood. Sometimes games can just be smaller and that's fine. And it's not like Gluf is a bad game. It's simple, but well made. And I also admit that it doesn't help that it's in a genre that I'm not particularly into. But I do wish there was more. More of the game, more mechanics, deeper mechanics, just more. Oh, also, this game needs more songs. Like, seriously. There's only 2 songs during gameplay, the Loituma song and an additional original theme, and they change every 10 levels. So let me tell you, by the end of the game, I was just so sick of hearing the same tunes over and over again. I mean, to be fair, they're well executed on the console, but they're also repetitive, especially the Loituma Polka one. Overall, I feel this game is a bit hard to recommend. If you're looking for a short puzzle game that is fun but not too difficult, this might be for you. And if so, you can get it on the MegaCat Studios website. But if you're looking for something on the level of Tanglewood, Tensor, or St1ka's, then you might come out a bit disappointed. Hey everyone, thank you for watching St1ka's Retro Corner. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video. All that fun social media stuff. And you can also support me on Patreon. It may not seem like it, but even $1 is a really big help in keeping this channel going. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Bye!